right, let's give it up for the next speaker, Miss Rose. All right, let's go, let's go.
Ni wara nono kwenye wanilamo ni wara nono. Ni wara nono kwenye wanilamo ni wara nono. Ni wara nono yeah. Ni wara nono yeah. Neo kangeo niko mubendericho neo kangeo. Neo kangeo niko mubendericho neo kangeo. Neo kangeo yeah. Baba neo kangeo Uragi mama no kaudriel tero kajoga. Uragi mama no kaudriel tero kajoga. Neo kachango baba neo kachango
Thank you so much. How y'all doing? Oh my God, did y'all eat? Are you tired? How you are doing this side? Really? How you're doing? Amani habari zenu? Oh, that's better. Wow, I'm so excited to be here. My name is Rose, as she has said. Same profession. I'm a family nurse practitioner in our area. But I'm here just to talk about one thing that is very important to each one of us, self-care and self-love. So, I'll ask, what is self-love or self-care? Anybody know? I mean, simply. Huh? Say that again. You come first, you're right. This side, self-love, self-care. Oh. Anyway, I don't want that. Thank you. Yeah, you come first. But self-care and self-love, very important to us as nurses in our profession, because we all know we work in a very stressful environment. And that kind of takes so much away from us. And if you don't get back to ground yourself and to replenish, we end up getting depleted, we end up getting burnt out. That's why we have a lot of burnt out in our profession, like we know it. But I'm not the expert, but I'll just go a few things that may help us. If you're not doing these things, maybe just help you to start thinking and being deliberate about putting yourself first so that you'll be able to give to others. So self-love or self-care, it's not being selfish, but it's an attitude of gratitude towards yourself. And I may quote the scripture that says, it's not what comes from outside that affects you, but what comes from inside. If you don't have anything to give to another person, there is no way. If you don't have anything within you to give, there is no way you're going to be able to take care of the other person because you're an empty vessel already. So, first of all, you are the greatest cheerer of yourself. In our environments, we know we deal with a lot of different personalities, and saying that, there's also a lot of toxicity in our work areas, depending on where you work. So if you don't have love for yourself, whatever is happening around you may end up affecting you in a negative way, not by choice, but because already you don't have that for yourself first. So, as I say, you are the greatest cheerer of yourself. And by this I mean, your inner voice is the loudest voice that you hear every day. It doesn't matter what the other person tells you, but the voice within you speaks to you day in, day out, 24 hours in a day. So if you learn to speak or to criticize yourself Whatever will happen from the outside is just an affirmation of what you've been speaking to yourself. So you have first to affirm yourself. That is part of self-love and self-care. So like when you wake up in the morning, you know the affirmations? You can have your own affirmations, like prayer is one of them. Prayer helps us to ground ourselves. If you're a prayer person, prayer helps us to ground ourselves before you start the day, because it's an attitude of gratitude for the day that is ahead and for waking up that morning or that evening. So that's the first notion. Whatever you do, the first step, you get out of bed. Your attitude towards that day will be determined by your first action. If you wake up like, oh my God, it's another Monday, I have to go to work. So you're gonna be like miserable, oh, this Monday. Or sometimes we find people who come to work with this attitude already, and it's very infectious, isn't it? It's contagious. So if you do your part, feel yourself first. Whenever the other person is coming to you, you're already grounded and you know, my vessel or my tank is full. I have no place for toxicity. And you just, substitute it with the positive vibe. Also remember, perception is the greatest doorway to the outcome of whatever you perceive. I mean, whatever you perceive, it will determine because perception is coming from within you. So if I'm already perceiving defeat, and especially in our workplace, maybe somebody said something or something is not going well with you, if you don't, like I said, affirm yourself, I'm capable, I'm strong, I'm confident, I can do this thing, I can tackle this assignment, I can handle this patient, by the time you're getting to that person, when they throw that, you're like, I got this. You're not gonna take whatever they are giving to you and then giving it back. You get what I'm saying? Because that's what we deal with every day. Like, you work in an environment and the first thing they say kind of distorts you. A patient will say something and you're like, so why is it, it's gonna be contagious to you and it might mess up your whole day. So you have to learn and train yourself to ground yourself, to affirm yourself, so that you'll be able to tackle whatever is ahead of you. I'm not minimizing the fact that we deal with, every day we are dealing with difficult situations. As I said, your brain perceives every self-talk you do and gravitates toward that. The outside world only confirms whatever you have primed your brain to believe about yourself. So everything defines you from the start. I mean, like I said, from the within. So what is the solution? Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. I know these days you hear a lot of gratitude, 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 but gratitude works. Gratitude is that moment you ground yourself, you take some time. Some people have gratitude journal where you write the little wins, the little things. You don't have to imagine these things, big, whatever. Those small things. Like now, I have a mind, I can think. I'm not limping. My hands are functional. I have a family. I have a home. I have, those little things that sound so menial. When you start appreciating those small things, the more the bigger things come. Because you've already in tuning and inclining yourself to appreciate. You have a job. Like our sister Penny was sharing about that homeless situation. We all felt it because we imagine one of us being out there in this land. We all came to search for green pastures, but we all felt it. But when you start appreciating the little wins every day and make it a routine, whether it's in the morning, whether it's in the evening, you find yourself, like I said, your brain starts gravitating to seeing the positive in every situation. And that way, your perception change. And that way, your mind will start, perceiving and even receiving things that are more positive. And as a matter of fact, we as nurses, as I said, we work in a very stressful environment. And we know that is the sympathetic mode, right? The sympathetic, are we together? Okay. The sympathetic mode we all know is when you go, the flights. And we mostly operate in that mode. Maybe mostly like in the hospital when you're having this urgency or situation. But when we stay in this mode of sympathetic, which is majority of us as nurses, that will bring also other problems to you. First of all, sleep is a problem because your body is used and it's addicted to that kind of situation. The other thing is, when you're in that mode for so long, your cortisol levels start going up. And cortisol is a sugar in the body. So what's next? Insulin resistance. Insulin resistance lead to diabetes. So you see how cascade? You have to have a time to ground yourself back to parasympathetic mode. And by the way, you see, I would say I don't drink coffee as much, but you see most of us, we drink coffee like it's like a kick because your body is so much used to staying in this sympathetic mode. So when the energy starts going down, you want another kick. There's that, you want that to keep you here. But you have to start training your body to go back to the parasympathetic, where we rest, where we rejuvenate, where we are able to sleep, where our body, when we sleep, we give it time to reconstruct, to take care of the toxins, to bring down the sugars, and we can thrive. The last thing is mindfulness. I know you've heard about mindfulness. Mindfulness, similar to the gratitude, but it's a time when you are deliberate. You are deliberate in appreciation. You are deliberate in putting your mind to think about, for instance, it may sound odd, but get a time of thanking your brain, thanking your heart, thanking your feet for taking you places, work, back. Thank your hands for being able to take care of those patients. You are appreciating yourself. That's why I said self-love starts with you. It's not the massage. It's not the parlors. It's not. You can do all those things, but your body is not in harmony. It's not going to mean anything. The massages, they are good, all those things. But first, you have to be in harmony yourself from within. Then you can add on to the outside things that will bring that now your body to that relaxing and calming mode. I'm almost done. One more point. So know yourself from the within. And then something you need to do also, establish boundaries. Like even at work, where we work, you have to know this person triggers me in a way. Establish boundaries. It's always good to say no. When you know, I cannot do this, you're protecting yourself, you're doing it for yourself. Say no to things that don't add up to you and don't add value. It is okay. Don't feel guilty. As I said, speak affirmative things to yourself and always reground yourself when you drift away. Self-validate and affirm yourself before you expect it from others, because mostly we are expecting somebody to recognize us, but you're not recognizing yourself first. Every one of us has a child within. We all have that child that is waiting for your attention. So pay attention to your inner child so that you'll be able to thrive in whatever you're doing. The last thing I'm going to say, I said about prayer, but also Other things you can do, walk, have like a group walk or whatever you want to do, like people who have the same interest that interest you, that would be great. But that's secondary to first taking care of yourself from within. And as I said, the child within you longs for you to affirm them. And that way, we're going to thrive. God bless you, and thank you so much.
Hi. NigerStarsMusic.com